Now let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war, but there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender. Admittedly, there's a risk in any course we follow other than this, but every lesson of history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement. And this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? When Nikita Khrushchev has told his people he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better rev than dead. Or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard round the world? The martyrs of history were not fools. And our honored dead, who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis, didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay, there is a point beyond which they must not advance. Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. And he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
The Resistance.
All right, welcome back to The Resistance. Nick Larson here.
The United States government is seeking to end our great Constitution.
The Obama administration didn't even have to answer to Congress.
This will endanger all the American people.
You know, whether you're white, black, Asian, Chinese, gay, straight, every American should have the freedoms that are in the Constitution.
It's our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And we will not stand by and watch while this tyrannical government prepares to rip away all the freedoms that our forefathers granted us.
The Department of Justice illegal seizure of phone and email records. The DOJ wiretapped 100 phone lines from the Associated Press, one of those phone lines being
the general number.
That is a clear violation of the First Amendment of the freedom of the press.
We need to unite. We're Americans. We fight to the last man, to the last bullet, to the last tank. We fight. We fight. American, we will fight and we will prevail.
Let the resistance begin.
That's right, people. Let the resistance begin. I'm Nick Larson, broadcasting to you live from the frozen tundra of Minnesota. Glad you can join me on this episode of The Resistance here Thursday, January 21st, 2016. It's amazing how time just flies. Now, joining me tonight, I do have Jason with me. How you doing there, Jason?
Pretty good, sir. How are you?
I am doing good, and do not call me sir. I work for a living. Well, I should say I work for a living, but then child support takes my money for their living. So,
hey, I'm in the same boat with you.
Yeah, I know. It sucks, don't it? Anyways, Anyways, welcome everyone. If you're just tuning in from Parenting Revolution, hopefully you had a pleasant experience, a pleasant listening experience over there with Parenting Revolution, with family law and CPS and this and that. But we are not going to talk about family law or CPS. We are going to be talking about the United States government, or as I like to call it, the corporation, the Matrix. That's basically what it is, folks. Come on. I mean, honestly, when you look at everything that's going on, and, and granted, I know it's been a very, very long time since I've done an episode of The Resistance here, and there has been a crap load of stuff going on in the political arena, and some things are noteworthy, other things are not. It's kind of the same old in Washington. It's an election year, presidential election year, and I'm sure everyone's getting sick and tired of the campaign ads and this and that, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, who do I vote for? Who do I vote for? Especially on the conservative ticket. I mean, you got Trump supporters, you got Cruz supporters, you have Rubio supporters, you have Rand Paul supporters, even though for some odd reason Rand Paul doesn't seem to be on any of the mainstream polls at all, which I'm just going to say, hey, for you supporters out there for Rand Paul, I feel for you. I like the guy. I'm not a supporter, but I do like the guy. And all I'm going to say is, look what they did to his father, Ron Paul, in 2012 at the RNC. Do you remember that, Jason?
Yeah, they did. He eventually ended up bowing out, just out of the blue. It was really weird.
Well, and see, what ended up happening is at the RNC convention, where they would declare their nominee for president, they shut out Ron Paul and all of his supporters. They didn't even let them get into the door. Now, why? Why do you ask? Well, let's see. Ron Paul was basically a Tea Partier. He definitely is a Republican. Whatever that is nowadays, I don't know. It seems that the Republican Party is very foggy. Let's just say it's foggy in nature. Wouldn't you say, Jason?
Yeah, I would definitely say that, and probably far beyond that. I equate the Republican Party and the Democratic Party both as being one communist party. I mean, they both might squawk different things over the TV, but their voting records do not lie.
Nope. Exactly. They do not lie. And, don't get me wrong, I do like Senator Ted Cruz, but I like him as a senator. As a president, honestly, I feel that Ted Cruz is not eligible to become president because he is not a natural-born citizen. He was born in Canada. His father was a Cuban citizen. His mother was a U.S. citizen from Delaware. And to me, that says, okay, yeah, Ted Cruz is a naturalized citizen, but not a natural-born citizen. So what is the difference between natural-born citizen and naturalized citizen? Well, quite frankly, a natural-born citizen, one, means that you were born in the United States. That's a big one right there, which Ted Cruz wasn't. And two, both of your parents had to be American citizens at the time of your birth.
Yep.
Which, in Ted Cruz's case, they were not. Now, I'm sure a lot of Cruz supporters out there are saying, well, Nick, you're full of crap. You don't know what you're talking about. He's eligible. Fox News said he's eligible. Really? You're going to quote Fox News to me? I mean, come on, Fox News, CNN. I mean, they're the same thing. Okay, yeah. They're like two wrestlers fighting in a steel cage match. Okay, yeah, they give you great entertainment and everything, but at the end of the match, they go in the back room and they're snorting blow. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, when they say politics are dirty, they're not kidding that politics are dirty. Okay, I mean, come on. I mean, is there an actual American, true-blooded, red, white, and blue American out there that could be our president? Right now, if you look at the field or the top 10 or whatever, both on a Republican and a Democratic side, I'll say, heck no. There is none. Now, I do know a man that is running, well, actually, now he's switched. He's now running for a U.S. Senator for the state of California. He's not a career politician. And he is running for a state senate because he couldn't get anywhere with the presidency. Go figure, huh?
That doesn't surprise me. You got to be part of the multi-million-dollar club to even get into that one.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing is why does it have to take millions upon tens of millions, maybe even hundreds of millions, heck, we might even go to the billions of dollars to run for president of the United States? I mean, honestly, when I think about it, I don't think our forefathers had it in their mind that only the super rich could be president.
No, they were trying to stay away from that. And my thoughts on that, Nick, are they always have somebody that's pre-selected. I mean, look at ever since Reagan left office, we've had nothing but Bush and Clinton, and then we were graced with Obama. But in my opinion, though,
I don't know if I would say graced is the right term for that. But honestly, to be fair to all my listeners out there, I was not a big George W. Bush fan either.
No, neither was I.
But I will say that the one act that George W. Bush did that reminded me of Reagan was a day or two after the September 11th attacks on the World Trade Centers, on the World Trade Center buildings, where George W. Bush was standing on top of the rubble with the huge, giant American flag behind him and saying, "We will get these guys. We will catch these guys dead or alive." That to me was like, oh yeah, hoo-yah, all right, go America. And then about 15 days later, it just subsided. It's like, wait a minute, what happened to America? Oh, wait, oh yeah, American Idol.
Right.
And when we go to our first break, I do have a clip. I do have a clip that I want to, have everyone listen to that is just so profound that, it talks about social media too. And how we have literally been dumbed down by social media. Literally. But that's coming up at the break. So don't worry, we're nowhere near the break right now. So just kind of teasing that right there. But anyway, there's just, for Trump supporters out there, I understand why. I understand why people like Donald Trump is because he is telling the American people exactly what they want to hear.
Yep.
Now, does that mean he's going to fulfill his end of the bargain if and when he's elected president? No, that doesn't mean he's going to fulfill his end of the bargain. Here's the thing with Donald